In this video, we're going to talk about how to make money with Joomla. It's going to be a little bit different. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning in to watch me work live stream number 77 here in the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. Glad that you are here today. If you're new to the channel and you find this helpful, if it earns a subscription, please do subscribe, ring the bell to get notifications. So my topic for today, not only are we going to talk about how to make money in Joomla, but I want to show you a component. I'm going to actually, for the first time, I'm going to look at it as well, that I think probably is a good entryway for a lot of us to pick up some new clients in Joomla. And maybe you don't think about making money in Joomla, or maybe you don't feel confident to do that, and that's sort of what I wanted to talk about first. So before we go to the screen or do anything like that, first of all, I just want, as we begin to talk about how to make money with Joomla, I do not want you to think that this is going to be another one of those selling things. I have things I could sell you, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that. A lot of the rah stuff that we find online about how to make money online and stuff like that involves buy this course or buy this resource or join this coaching program or all kinds of stuff like that. And I think I know I've seen some of those that are really good, and others that are just, I don't know, seem kind of douchebaggy. But anyways, that's sort of quoting Frank Kern about some programs. So I don't want to oversell this, but I also don't want you to undersell your potential to make some money in Joomla. I'm not saying, I'm not one of those people that would come online here and say, everybody can make Joomla. You can quit your job and make a living out of Joomla. You see I saw one of those master courses that's advertised, and it was the person who the woman who started Spanx. And she said, everybody in the world has had $1 million idea. And I thought, really? I don't think everybody in the world has had $1 million idea. Sure, saying so, really inspires people to buy your course. And I'm not, she's very successful and she seems like a very nice person. So I'm not knocking her. But, this whole approach of going to people and saying, oh, if you visualize it, or if you cast it out there or picture it in your mind, it can happen. I don't believe that. We are more aware than ever that the circumstances of our lives can have a real influence of how successful we are or how unsuccessful we are. There may be things that hold us back that are beyond our control, where we were born, our availability to education, our cultural background, the color of our skin, the gender that we are. So it's not an even playing field for everybody. So it's really ridiculous to say to everyone, hey, you know what? You can be as successful as everyone else. I realize that when people say that, they are acknowledging the value of human beings and that the creativity of human beings. And so I don't want to take that away from them. But I don't want to just blow smoke up the shady parts of your body. But I do believe that with respect to, and let's just talk about Joomla. We could talk about this in anything. But I do believe that if you're working on a Joomla site, there's great potential, great possibility that you can make a bit of money, some money, maybe even a little bit of money to begin with. And maybe that's all you ever make, building a Joomla site for somebody. I wonder sometimes, when we look in the forums and read the posts from some of the great Joomla people that there are, and we see what they're doing in their demonstrations and doing things, people that I really respect. I mean, they're building sites that I can't build. If I just hope that doesn't scare somebody away from trying to build a site for someone. There are still a lot of people out there who do not have websites, a lot of businesses, a lot of people that don't understand the need to. They're maybe not always the best clients to try to pick up, but they're out there. And so if there's somebody that doesn't have a website, the website you build for them will be better than the nothing that they have. And so it's a good place that you can, you could just start with something like that. Also, I think part of what I wanted to say as we get going here too, just about this topic, is if, you can try to do this and fail. Maybe if you try to find someone to build a website for and it never happens, or you build a website for them and they turn out to be a terrible client and they don't appreciate it, or you learn some things the hard way along the line, as I constantly am doing. It's okay. Doesn't matter. It's okay to try something and to fail to do it, and it's okay to try something and never accomplish it. Again, this whole thing, people, you put your mind to it, everything is possible. No, not everything is possible. I'm 54 years old. There's some things I could put my mind to that are not going to happen. I would love to race in NASCAR. I did some racing at the local track, but it's not going to happen in my lifetime now, not for a 54-year-old. So, that would just be irresponsible and ridiculous for me to set a goal and say, oh, you know what, anything is possible if I put my mind to it. I'm going to become the first NASCAR rookie in my 60s. Not going to happen. Unless, if I won the lottery and had a lot of money to build my own team and get my own car and then put myself in it to kill myself, then, yeah, I suppose I could race NASCAR. But even then, you have to have some experience and get licensed for certain tracks and size and stuff like that. Anyways, I digress. The fact is that there's a lot of things that are not going to happen in my life. There's a lot of things that are not going to happen in your life, and that is okay, because we have the life that we have. We should make the most of it and be grateful for it, and try some things. It's easy for me to say too, because I'm healthy. I have live in Canada. I'm along in life, and I've learned some things and picked up some skills, and I am where I am. So, and I've had advantages that other people don't necessarily have had. So I know that others haven't had. So again, I just don't want to oversell this when I say that you can make some money building Joomla sites, or at least try. But I do, and so as we talk about this, I really just want to encourage you to not, to try, but don't put too much of your, don't base your whole self-worth on it. Give it a try, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Hello, Bjorn. Failure is always an option, according to Mythbusters. It's always true, yes. Was that everything that I was going to say? So for instance, let me tell you a story about, a little bit about my approach to things. And, listen, some of my approach to things is why I'm not more successful, probably. I am full-time. I am self-employed, but the part of the reason that we are actually making it right now in my household is because my wife also has a part-time job. So the live streaming and the clients that I do have, and I have some good clients, and I'm picking up some new clients and that. But I'm not a money making machine. I'm more of a relational making machine. It's kind of hard to describe someone as relational making, but and I'm learning. So I always give good value to my clients. I always go the extra mile. But as far as just hunkering down, I'm not invigorated by certain elements of working at a desk. And so back in, I don't know, it'd be around 2000, I learned about, it wasn't even pay-per-click, it was impressions. If you put an ad on a website, you got paid for just the impression of it showing up. And I was late to learn this. In fact, it was just before the tech bubble collapsed, so I kind of missed out on it on the heyday. But when I finally figured this out, but I discovered that I could, using my email list, send people to a web page that had an ad on it. It had a funny picture or a joke or something. And just by that ad being displayed, if it was displayed enough times, I would get a bit of money. And something clicked for me. Now, here's the difference between me and people that are super rich. When it clicked for me, I thought, you know what? Man, if I do that, if I made $1, if I could get to the point where I make $1 a day, that's a pizza a month. That was the full extent of my grandiose world-conquering dreams. Now, I had a full-time job at that time. I was pastoring a church. I had 3 little kids at home. So all of life was happening. So, again, and although I do consider myself somewhat entrepreneurial in spirit and in thinking, in practice, it's not something that just comes to me as a raging success. So anyways, so my initial goal was, hey, if I can make $1 a day, I get a free pizza every month. And eventually I did reach that goal, and I just kept doing other things along the way. I wasn't even super intentional. And if I was intentional and probably more of a goal setter, and different skill set, not knocking the skill set that I have or had at that time, then maybe I would have gone maybe would have taken off more like a rocket. Ivor says here, the most difficult thing in making websites for customers is to know what expectations they have. Yes, that is definitely true, and Bjorn agrees with that. A standard specification form would be nice. Yeah, that would be good. And it's all something I'm open for us here on the Basic Joomla tutorial channel or community. We've got the Slack group, which I don't do too much with yet. But we could always just work on something like that for each other. And also in talking about these things, I don't want to rule out those of you that are killing it. Some of you don't need to try to start to make money making Joomla sites. You're already doing it. And I think some of this applies too, because as I've made reference to this book that my friend Phil Taylor recommended to me. It is somewhere here. Oh yeah. Who Moved My Cheese by Dr. Spencer Johnson. Check that out. Read that. Because even now, right now, in my own business, there's some things that I'm going to change up. So for instance, I'll just tell you right now that the monthly giveaway it's a lot of work here on my channel. It's not dry. It's not accomplishing everything that I wanted to. I liked having it for fun. But keeping track of it, and I realize it's just not sustainable. There's not really a tool right now to make it really easy to run. And so at the end of this month, I'm going to cancel the giveaway, but I'm going to do something different for the channel, because I like how it sort of promotes the channel. But anyways, so for those of you that are more established, always be looking at what you're doing for new opportunities or new things that you can do or regroup. And I'm doing that. And actually, nicely, a couple of weeks ago, I had this divine appointment. A divine appointment in my book is something that I wasn't planning on or anticipating, but was a gift from God. A connection. Someone was put in touch with me through someone that I know at the church that I attend, and also going to be working on a project for them. And they said, Jerry said that we should meet and talk. So I thought, whatever, okay. So I went over to this guy's house and met. And he does business coaching and has an interesting story himself. And so as I was sitting there, he started just asking me some questions about my business and what I want to do and what I like doing and that. And I realized, I need some focusing on this. So he's actually going to give me some free business coaching. When I say give me some free business coaching, we're going to get together and I'm sure maybe even out of that, there's going to be some stuff for him and I to work on. But so whether you're not making money on Joomla sites, or whether you are, it's good to look for something new. And sometimes we don't look for new things because we like to stay where we're comfortable, and yet where we're comfortable might not necessarily work. Let me just catch up here. Hey, William, good to see you again. William says, with WordPress becoming the popular CMS, it feels like Joomla is slowly dying. Mary says she's making money, but she needs to work smarter, make what you should be making. Yeah. Mary, 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, I looked at, I thought, man, there are people making money doing what I do. I'm doing something wrong. And I think too, when I talk about those divine appointments, I really think that, I really believe that, sometimes we pray, sometimes God prays for us, on our behalf, and or hears us and gives us the things that we need. I don't think that's the same as putting it out there in the universe or visualizing things, or there's some term, there's some fancy term. Manifestation. Yeah. You can manifest things if you just focus on it. I think things will happen. Some things will happen if you focus on them. But yeah, I did think there's probably more to make. Mary says you don't see Joomla dying, and Bjorn says WordPress always been the most popular, but I don't like the way it puts things out. It's not a unified CMS in his eyes, and WP is too complex. Yeah, and we won't talk too much about WordPress today, but it's a good discussion there. I think Joomla, WordPress, whatever. I've picked up some WordPress clients. I've had someone that was shutting down their business, their practice, and asked me to take on their clients. So I'm learning WordPress because there's some money there, right? But we're going to talk about how to make money with Joomla here. So what I noticed is this. The other day, I noticed that an update went out from Phoca about a component I didn't know they had called Restaurant Menu, Phoca Restaurant Menu, and it just clicked with me. I haven't even looked at that extension. I know the Phoca stuff is pretty good, but it doesn't even matter if it's the best. It clicked with me, and I realized, you know what? There is a great opportunity for anyone who knows how to make a Joomla site to find even their first client, to help them have a website given this pandemic. Because one of the things that's really that we see, I mean, everybody's been affected by the pandemic, but the whole restaurant industry and how they're changing, how they're changing seating, how they're changing practices to try to be open, but to not pass the virus. And one of the things that one restaurant I saw, a restaurant owner on a television story said that they were going to have a digital menu. Instead of having actual physical menus that they handed out, they were going to have a digital menu that people could look up on their phone or on a device. And I thought, wow, that's an opportunity, because there's probably a lot of businesses that don't have that. One of the things that's happened with businesses like restaurants and such is that the pandemic has caught them way behind digitally where they should be. And so I just think that if you want to try to make your first money with Joomla or more money with Joomla, that there is a really great opportunity pretty much around the world, anywhere that there are restaurants, that you could try to set something up with someone. And basically, what I would say is find a restaurant that doesn't have their menu online, that doesn't have a website, or maybe doesn't have a good website with an up-to-date menu on it. And I would approach them and say, hey, I notice you don't have a website, you don't have your menu on your website. I can build you a website that has your menu on it. Now, again, the other thing that I wanted to say here is that maybe your reaction to that is, I could never put myself out there. What if I couldn't do it? Well, first of all, don't oversell what you can do for them. If they suddenly blurt out, oh, that would be great. We would love it for people to be able to order online and pay, and then the ticket come up in the kitchen, and then it would be ready for them when they pick it up. If you can't do that, you can't do that. In fact, I don't know where I would do that myself. I would probably contact my friend Chayton and see about the possibility of developing an app or something like that, or developing a process for that, or maybe it exists somewhere. I look for it. So, but anyway, so you might say, if someone blurted out, you can say, oh, yeah, that might be a bit beyond my current skills, but I could find out a way to add it. But what would you like to just start with having your menu online, and I'll look into other possibilities. Going into that, have an idea of what you would charge. There's going to be some hosting involved. You're going to get into things. You're going to maybe think of an hourly rate. You're going to, some of that stuff you're going to have to wonder about, or you're going to have solved or figured out. But I think that there's tremendous opportunity. Maybe it's not just even restaurants, but businesses that are out there that were slow to get online, and the ones that have no website, the website that you can build them is better than the one they don't have. And that will get them started. And you know what? If down the road they say, hey, this is great, we would like to have the feature that so-and-so has, this business has, then that's an opportunity for you to find another solution. That's the great thing about Joomla. There's lots of extensions, free and paid. You can find something that they're looking for possibly, and tell them, oh yes, that's available, but that's actually not a free extension that's being developed, and it would cost this much. And then, the next thing that happens is you start to grow with the project that you're doing, and you're on your way. That's what happened to me. I started out working on my own square little web pages in Dreamweaver, and then the next thing you know, here I am doing what I can do, and there's way more things that I can do. The other thing too is that just don't, when you're trying to make some money from Joomla, even if you're just building Joomla for your own self, Joomla sites for your own self, don't worry about some of the people that are all hyper vigilant about this exact feature, or having the 100% speed score and anything less is terrible, or there's a lot of people that have a lot of their identity wrapped up in a certain element of Joomla, and they like to let everybody know when they don't measure up to it. And yeah, you don't need that. Just do something for yourself and carve out, try to find a spot for yourself if that's something you want to do. And again, like I said, if you talk to 10 restaurants, if you have 10 restaurants in your town, 7 of them don't have any website and none of them want it, well, okay, so you tried. But I think it's important, if that's something that you'd like to do, if that's something that appeals to you, then look other places. Look for other things that you can do. Maybe find someone else. Who knows? But it's not too late to start out trying to make a little bit of money from your Joomla skills. And so I thought that I would give you, that's what the thumbnail says, how to make money with Joomla Pep Talk. Give it a try. And a lot of this I was from our friend on the channel here, Chuck. I've sort of had this conversation, a little bit of this conversation with Chuck, because he was talking about this great little restaurant nearby that he was going, and that wasn't online, and I encouraged him to maybe approach them. So that's sort of the idea. All right, so without further ado, why don't we together check out this restaurant menu component from Phoca, and see what it'll do. Let me fix this back here. There we go. Get rid of that little mark there. That'll bother me. All right. So for the rest of this month, I still hope people will sign up for my newsletter. The rest of this month, head on over to basicjoomla.com/giveaways. Sign up for the newsletter, and you'll be entered to win a prize from one of these folks. And I still hope to have some giveaways on the channel afterwards, but I'm just not going to do it every month. And And part of the reason too is I think I noticed I was getting tired of me mentioning this contest at the beginning of the channel. So, if I was gaining hundreds of new subscribers every week, then that would be fine. But and I'm thankful for the new subscribers that I get, but I just don't want everyone to say, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah." Here's that boring pitch for his newsletter. All right, so here's the extension right here. Let me post that here. Ivor says subscriptions is always good. Yes. One of the things that I would recommend is if you start right from the beginning, just if you say, I could build you a website, and then as your menu changes or as it needs to be updated and it needs to be monitored, I would charge, my charge is this much per month. Ivor says he has a maintenance offer, does most upgrades 1 hour work per month for about US $25 a month. But most think that is too expensive. My smallest package is 99 Canadian a month. And I have some people going for that. I think I've given this example before. Out here on the strait, we have halibut, and we fish. I've only fished halibut a couple times, but you fish with with salmon heads. So if you catch salmon or you cut their heads off, put the hook on them, and other people fish for halibut with the salmon heads. And here's the thing: the bigger the head you fish with, the less smaller fish you catch. And I think that goes too with what we're offering people for our services. The more you charge, the less small fish that are going to bite on it. But again, I'm talking about, today, especially about beginning, right? So if you don't feel confident to go for, $100 a month or something like that, then find something that you're comfortable with that you can sell. Because if you say to them, it's $100 a month, they're not going to go for it. But if you can confidently say, $50 a month, and I'll manage all of this for you, and they go, okay, that sounds good, great. And if they go for it too fast, you could have asked for more. But you have to sort that out. And like Bjorn says, it's not wise to throw out the cheap either. So I'm looking for big clients, but every now and then someone comes along and has a small project, or someone even just wants to host with me. I had someone contact me that I helped a few years ago, and their site was broken. They said, I think I'd just like to host with you. So I charge them for years of hosting. It's a little bit of money, help them out, and hopefully down the road, maybe there'll be some other work or something like that. Or they may refer someone to me. So little bits of money doesn't hurt either. And again, I'm really talking, today, mostly focusing on starting out. When you're starting out, you want, there's lots of things that you can say yes to that maybe you have the luxury to say no to later on. That said, I've had some projects when I was starting out where that really went south on me, and I realized I end up I think I'm gonna make $2 an hour after I sort all this out. But all right, so there's Phoca Menu. All right, let's download this. Here we go. Scroll down the bottom. Let's download it. Again, I have not looked at this at all. Let's accept the permissions there at the bottom there. Okay, now, so I accept the cookie permission. Here's Phoca Restaurant Menu Lite. There's a pro version for this as well. And here we are, and it's for 3.9. Let's download it. It's downloaded. I just download to my delete folder here. So it's Phoca Menu Lite. And now I'm going to let my antivirus scan that. I'm going to show it in the folder right there. I move this off the side. And here we are in the back end of the NoSecrets.basic Joomla site. And we'll go manage, extensions manage and install. And this time, we're going to go to upload package. And from my other screen, I'm going to drag in that zip file and we'll upload it. Now, nice thing about Phoca components, well, I know that their shopping cart is this way. You can now immediately go and configure it. All right, so why don't we do that? Here, control panel, daily menu, and we've got info. All right, so we can start using it right away. And there's some help stuff here. But I'm a guy, so I'm not going to read the help stuff right away. All right, so let's see, daily menu. Let's click on here. What is going on here? I don't know. Let's do a new menu group. Daily menu group. New items default last position. So I don't know what this group should be, but why don't we call this breakfast? And this is the breakfast group. I'm just going to type that in just to see what's going on. All right. And let's save and close. All right, there it is. Now, if we click on info, what do we got here? All right, control panel. Okay. The restaurant menu document. That's all right. I better read the documentation here. Phoca Restaurant Menu. Okay, Phoca is a Joomla CMS component. This component allows creating menu, restaurant, cafeteria, fast food, school, RS feeds. Great. So now let's move to the next. You can create a menu for a restaurant. Great. See Phoca Restaurant Menu site for getting information about features of this component. All right. Output formats. System requirements, yeah. Phoca Restaurant Menu concepts. In Phoca Restaurant Menu Pro, you can create the following menu types: daily menu, weekly menu, bill of fare, beverage list, wine list, breakfast menu, lunch menu, dinner menu. Okay. And that's in the Pro version. Okay. Options. Set custom clock code. Okay, I got a whole bunch of stuff in here. All right, well, let's go back in here. And first, I'm going to go to menus, main menu, add a new menu item, and open that up. And let's go here to Phoca Restaurant Menu, and here's the daily menu. Okay. We'll call that daily menu. And we will save and close. Let's go to the home page and refresh. Here's the daily menu. This is the breakfast group. Okay, so it looks like what they've got here is something that you can go, and we're just using the free version here. And we can go to this. Okay, so there's a daily menu. And now I called that breakfast. Did breakfast show up somewhere? Oh, breakfast. Yeah, this is the breakfast group. Okay, so here we could do something like this. This is the breakfast group. So you could do, what do we got here? Bacon and eggs. Let's charge $2.50. It's a dream world. All right. Publishing options, no advanced options. Display second price. I must be missing something here. Header. Set of price of items displayed in group will have a header. Let's see. Header price. Second price. Probably missing something here, but you know, we're just checking this out. Hello, Tristan Bailey. He says, we still offer design and build, but also other clients ask for more apps that we built in Laravel. Okay, so you're doing some, building some apps for them as well. That's great. and you're using Laravel. So definitely, it's good that you have the skills to do that. Oh, I keep hitting the O there. All right, well, let's save this and let's refresh here. I think there's probably some formatting that needs to go into this. Oh, there you go. Header, price, and second price. All right, so we're getting it. And again, I'm just using the plain format here. So let's check out how they're doing this. Price format. Price, currency symbol. Boy, we could use a demo site here, which I bet you they have. Here's more. So there's a bunch of Bootstrap stuff here too. Tristan, you have a few clients on a monthly retainer on Joomla, but higher than mentioned above in that's pounds, isn't it? British sterling. Yeah, definitely like the monthly management packages. They also the subscriptions or the monthly management packages are a great way to find clients that see value and understand the need for maintenance and to invest in their own websites. So finding a new client is a lot like dating, in the sense that even though you're checking someone out to see if they're someone you want to spend more time with, they're also checking you out too. So while you're looking for someone that wants you to work for them, you look for people that you want to work with as well. I had a really nice comment yesterday, a new client from this other person whose practice closed down. So it's a WordPress site. And they asked me to do some work, the first work I'd ever done. And we've never really put anything formal in place. And they said, so-and-so's previous rate was $50 an hour. And so I said to them, I said, okay, well, my rate is $90 an hour, but I don't want you to feel trapped. So I'll do this work on their old rate and we can talk from there. And they said, oh, that's very generous. And they said, I'll talk to my boss about it because I think your rate is not unreasonable for your expertise. And I thought, wow, give me more employees like that. Oh, you're welcome. Tristan says, thanks for sharing the streams. You're very welcome, Tristan. Thanks for the kind words. And Ivor says, new APIs in Joomla 4 will be competitive for people that have the skill. And Tristan says, yes, it's harder to show value to customer in one-off break fix work versus a contract. Yes. Anyway, so I really like that client's comment, and I thought, I want more clients like that, which was really encouraging because later on in the day, I was in contact with someone that I really hoped would be a client, and the choice they made was just like maddening. The choice they made instead of me, and so basically I thought, okay, even though I'm disappointed, it's probably best that I'm not working for them, because I like people that like the work that I'm doing. All right, so let's back to Phoca Gallery here. Not Phoca Gallery, Phoca Restaurant. So it looks like we've got some codes that go into here. So for me, what I want to do is, at this point, I want to find a demo site. Here it is, demo, restaurant menu demo. Let's go open in a new tab. Hopefully we can log in somewhere. Here's some demonstrations here. So here's a daily menu. See, and that looks very nice. I would like to see what kind of codes are making this here. And so let's see here, screenshots. Let's try this. See, now there's a whole page, which is very nice. Let's look at this. Okay, hey, if you're doing screenshots on your site, if you could make them big enough to actually see, that would be great. This is daily menu, weekly menu, bill of fare. Okay, so that's for the pro version there. It's nice that it's mobile. That's really good. Would love to see a setup. of something. But that's okay. This is excellent documentation. We're already there. Can't document. So we looked at the documentation. Let's go back to the documentation here. Phoca Restaurant Menu. Installation, raw edit. Making different menus. So we might not get through all of this today, but different menus can be done with help of lists or days and setting options in menu, link to menu. Just create different lists in bill of fare menu type in administration of Joomla site. Go to Joomla Menu Manager, menu, create new menu, set type to Phoca Restaurant Menu, bill of fare, and set options. Select lists there. Following options are available for the list parameter. Leave it unchanged. Select all menu lists. Select some lists. Select only one menu list. So you can create different menu links to each menu list. Then your site will include different menus. This is the same for days. In days options, there's one extra parameter. Display current day. All right. You will create two lists in bill of fare, one for red wine, second for white wine. Then you will create two menu links. Okay, so it's the coding that we need to just figure out here. Let's see here. It's multiple edit. No, it looks like we got some kind of field thing happening here. Daily menu multiple edit. What am I missing? Let's go components, Phoca menu, control panel, options, custom clock code, display options. Okay, price currency symbol. Let's switch that. I'm in dollars, Canadian dollars, so let's go with that. Decimal point is going to be a point, not a comma. Image size, modal box image. Okay, so here's some things to set things up for. Yeah. Administration, enable the editor. Yeah, embed. Raw edit settings. Okay, semicolon. I think we're probably putting some codes in here. HTML output preview. HTML output table. Okay, you want Bootstrap 2 or 3? All right, Bootstrap 3 works with this template. Might go with tables. We'll see. Remove style sheet string. So there's a lot of things to check out in here. Okay, and permissions. Let's see, ACL. All right, so we've got that. Okay. Here's the documentation. So let's go back to that. Okay. Phoca Restaurant Menu component. Menu concepts and glossary. Let's just try this here. Main course, order first, items. You will be redirected to list of items. Here you can click on new and add, click on save. Now the group is created and you can create items for this group. Click on items icon. All right, let's see if we're missing this here. So we've got our daily menu. We've got breakfast. Okay, let's see. Published. Save the settings and go back to, okay, let's go back up here. All right. Breakfast menu, lunch, dinner. All right, so I don't think we have that. Let's go back to the Phoca Restaurant Menu concepts, daily menu. That's the one that we have available to us here, right? Let's check this out. Daily menu, yeah, we created a new daily menu. Okay, there's for editing multiple ones. Yeah, again, I think we're going to get into codes here. Let's try this. This is why when you go to build a website for someone, you're offering them a good service. Now look at that. I must be missing. Oh, look. Oh, we got groups. Okay, something I'm missing up at the top here. Here's daily menu. We click on breakfast. Close. How did I get up to groups up there? Oh, okay, look. Here's breakfast. Over here on items, we click items. And now it changes up here. We're in a daily menu item group. All right, so what am I missing up here? Control panel, multiple raw edit, email preview. All right, so let's click on items. All right, there's a breakthrough. And let's go new. Now we're going to make a new item. Bacon and eggs. Bacon and eggs. Quantity 1. The price we said was $2.50. The second price, what would the second price be? The second price, I think I know what that is. Let's go with the second price of $5. And the group is breakfast. We can select an image and enjoy some tasty bacon. Eat the eggs, order eggs to look normal. Order eggs to look normal. I used to go to a men's breakfast. I would order 2 side orders of bacon and some toast. And people used to laugh, but I liked it. Okay, so I'm not going to put an image in there for now. Let's go publishing options. Okay, great. So now we'll save and close. Aha! Next, that means we've got bacon and eggs. Now look, we've got price, second price. That's what I named those. Let's go back to groups. Breakfast. Publishing options, advanced options, okay. That means here we're going to go start the day with us. Okay. Now, let's go back to our daily menu here. There we go, bacon and eggs. Enjoy some tasty bacon. Order eggs to look normal. There's our description. Start the day with us, which is at the end of breakfast. And we see header price, second price. Okay, so now we're starting to cook with gas, excuse the pun. Yeah, and so Bjorn makes a good point here. You would be able to do this with Joomla fields as well. And yes, I did consider that. But here's a nice extension that is just set up that you can start with. And part of my thinking of this pep talk for making money with Joomla was that if you're just looking to start out, find an extension like this. We'll look and see how much the pro version is. Might not be that much. And then just start with something basic. If later on the person says to you, oh, we would like a few other things that this will not do, then you could contact Phoca and say, hey, am I able to do such and such? Or you could do things with custom fields. But doing it with custom fields is going to take more time and is going to cost more. And might be something that you just want to work up to later. So, yeah, and the extension is an extension of fields. Okay, that's a good start. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Let's go to control panel, options, And let's say, what did we do for our field names here? Where do we change our field names? Let's see here. We'll figure this out. Daily menu. Breakfast. Advanced options. Oh, advanced options. Oh. So you have advanced options just for this breakfast here. So let's go advanced options. We have header price. So we've got real meat. And we've got vegan. Adjust as you see fit. All right, so as is often the case here right now, we go to the daily menu. And of course, this looks pretty awful because it's just on the pretty plain. Let's put it that way, because this is just the core Joomla install of Protostar. But now here we got bacon and eggs, real meat or vegan. So if you want vegan, maybe you're offering that option for breakfast. All right, so that means we can go back here. That's in breakfast. Let's go over here to the items. And let's make a new product. Porridge. Hope I spelled that right. Quantity. I don't know. How a bowl. 1 bowl. Price. I don't know how much you would pay for porridge. I don't know how much I would pay either. Doesn't matter because we're just playing around. $3.50. Second price, is there going to be vegan porridge? I don't think there's such a thing, is there? Well, probably, because true vegans, I think, wouldn't even drink milk, would they? Where does this belong? Is it in the breakfast group? Yeah. We put an image. It will stick to your ribs. Will stick to your ribs. It will stick to your ribs. All right, so let's save. Go back to our daily menu. Again, we're using the free version here. Oh, 1 bowl of porridge. How did that end up over here? Interesting. 1 bacon, eggs, 1 bowl. Oh, because, oh, okay, this is an alignment issue because we put 1 bowl in there. Okay, so you could fix that in CSS, or you could actually say 1. You could go bowl of porridge. Quantity, bowl of porridge. Maybe we just need... Okay, so it's going to come in a bowl anyways. I get it. All right. Now, you might think, well, of course it's 1 bowl of porridge. Just goes with it. So maybe we don't need the 1 at all. Let's take the quantity out, see what happens. There you go. You don't even need that. Excellent. There's no vegan price there. And that's your breakfast. So then the next thing we can do is this. Go back to groups. Let's do this. Let's go for lunch. And it's the best meal in the middle of the day. Now, just thinking in my head here about, and now we're going to click on items. So if obviously there's a pro version for this extension. Let's check that out, what we've got here. Phoca Restaurant Menu. Where can we buy the pro version? Phoca Restaurant Menu, Discover Phoca. Let's see here. Pro. Oh, okay. So please use contact form for info about purchasing this version or use email. So you can't buy the pro version online, which is quirky, but you can contact them. So, all right. So we'll stick with the free version here. All right, so let's go back here. We've got our daily menu item. This is actually we're in the lunch group right here. Okay, so that makes sense. We've got breakfast, lunch. Let's do two things here. Let's have a hero sandwich. Sandwich price, that's going to be $6.50. And of course down here, lunch, do image ID, select the image. This is gonna, whoops. Phoca Gallery is not installed in your system. So it looks like they have this working with Phoca Gallery, which itself is a good gallery system. All right, so okay, so ordering, and this would be blah 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 sandwich. Don't forget, you could also put images in here in the description. In fact, let's just do that. And this is this. Okay, that's the stock one here. Folder. What do we got in here? This is someone doing something on a street. We could go insert. Yeah, that's too big. That's the drawback of this. That's what I did wrong. Click on that. I did not scroll down here where we can set the size. Can we set the size down here? Aren't we looking forward to the new Media Manager in Joomla 4? Yay, and verily. All right. Okay, I'm going to grab, here we go. You grab the corner up here, make this small, make that small. And we could do some wrapping if we want to, but whatever, you get the idea. All right, so let's save this. Let's go back to daily menu. Let's refresh. And there you go, lunch hero sandwich. A nice little workaround right there to have the image right there. Hero sandwich. Now, I imagine the image is probably formatted in here somewhere more nicely than having it just under here. And notice, $6.50 for the vegan, and there's ... Now, that's because, that's weird too. Oh, look at that. The $sign is after. So let's go to our options for this. We'll go back to groups, and we'll go back to settings. No. Back to control panel. And now we'll go to options. And now we're going to go down to display. So here's where those little dots are. Price prefix. Okay, so we got ... there, and that's where these dots are showing up. ... before the price. Okay. Wonder where we can put the price before. That might require a little bit of a change. Price. Now there's price. Look, price format. Price, then the currency symbol, or currency symbol, then the price. There we go. There we go. Nice. Now, of course, you're going to be able to go in, and once you have it in the template you want, you're going to be able to probably do some changes. And in fact, I think they have, this is where we get into that formatting that they had in the documentation there. Let's see, let's right click there and go inspect the element. There's the price. Okay, there's TD class PM price 2. Very nice. That means it's very easy for us to change the color of that to let's make it red. Yeah. All right. So now it's red, And oh, you can't see this is I'm doing this in Element Inspector in the background here. I think that's probably above my head on the camera. Let me just see here. Yep. And now what also text. Let's make the text no, we don't want to make it text. Text. Font size, and let's make it 1. Let's make it 0.9 EM. A little too small. 1 will be too big. Let's settle on 0.4. And of course, as you've seen in other videos, you can just copy this CSS and put it in a custom CSS, and you'll be away designing. So that's nice. They've got some really nice things for changing fields there and different aspects. That works out well. We've got some images there, and obviously, as we go over here, there's options to have other things such as other types of menus. So it looks like, so that looks like a meal. Is that breakfast, lunch, dinner, wine or beverages? Some other things, other types there. Phoca Gallery integration. Okay, so that actually it might have some nice pop-up stuff for looking different images. We are looking at an online thing. Let's also take a look at something that I noticed. Let's go to the control panel, daily menu, and then up here, look, it says email. Email details from, okay, from name, from, to, subject, and it cannot be saved as automatically generated, but here you can send out an email saying, here's our menu for today. So, hey, it's Saturday. What do you want to have? Order tonight. Give us a call. Put some information in. And even though it says the email body cannot be saved as automatically generated, it looks like you can add some other things yourself in there. So you could always just have the email verbiage or stuff that you want saved somewhere else and just paste it in here. No problem. And that will get things going nicely. It's a good starting solution for a business that doesn't have an online menu, something you could set up easy, something you could go to and that they could have. And invariably what happens is, I think a lot of people, once they get going, they think, oh, could we do this? Or when we send out an email, could we put a map to where we are? And you say, sure, I can do that. In fact, that's something that you could offer. You say, hey, look, I know that you're super busy right now and you're with what you're doing, so let me handle this for you. You just tell me the menu changes, you just send them, and maybe you work out an hourly rate with them. Maybe you work out a monthly package, or whatever. But next thing you know, you're doing some stuff there. And of course, who knows what comes from that? Maybe they say to their buddy, hey, you know what? I just got my restaurant menu online with someone that did it. It's a really great system. You should look into it. He's a great person. She's a great worker. I just send the menu changes. She updates them. She's sending out emails, and people are calling now. Share this stuff on social media. You know the drill. You could make a template with Regular Labs Template Creator. Yeah, that's something too. I wonder if that would work. Yeah, I wonder if that... It all depends on how it's generated when the email goes out. But definitely, this is something that you could just... I know what you're saying. Templates... Bjorn, what you're saying, that's such a great idea. Just put it above or below it. You are right. That's great. Let's look at how we would do that. All right, let's do this here. So we'll close components, Regular Labs Extension Manager, the thing that Content Templater is what you're talking about. Yes. So let's install Content Templater. And now that's in there. So now we go to components, and maybe we have to refresh. Yeah, components, content templater. Yes, we could have gotten there by clicking this C in component, but content templater. And exactly, so we can go new, and we can say mailing top. And mailing top. This is for the article. We don't even need to call it that. So let's do this. This is the top of our menu mailings. And let's put a capital there because my mother might watch this someday. By the way, I told you my mom's 80th birthday on the weekend. I did get that video finished for her, and had a really fun time doing it. A lot of people sent video greetings for her. Okay, let's go here. Let's see here. Basically, we just want to put something really big here. All right, this is the top of our menu mailings. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Somewhere colorful here. I think this is the text color. I'll make it orange. Great. All right. So let's just save that. Do we want to override the content? No. Override settings? No. So that in this text editor will be inserted. Right. Okay. So we're going to go save. And now mailing, we're going to go mailing bottom. This is the bottom. And we're going to make that all red just for fun. Let's see here. Red. Yep. And we're going to save as copy. And we're going to publish that. That's a great idea, Bjorn. Now we're going to go back to our components. Phoca Restaurant Menu. And we're going to go to our daily menu. Let's send out breakfast. Oh, let's send out the daily menu, right? We're going to go email. Now we can, at the top, control home, make a line, and go to content template, and we'll put in mailing top. Hooray! Look how well that works. That is awesome. And at the bottom, we will go enter, and we will go content template bottom. There we go. Yes, sirree. Now we got that. That would be easy to do every week when this was sent out, or daily. In fact, what you could do is, yeah, this is on the fly. You can't save it. So let's see. I'm looking for code here. Yeah, there's just the code there, and it's tables. Now, one thing that we didn't check back here is let's go F12 to see if it's mobile friendly. There you go. Yeah, so it's doing a little bit of wrapping there. Now, this did not work out too great here. That's 650, and that is because this is pushing it over. So we did have some other options here. Instead of going with tables, we could go with Bootstrap. So that's going to be something you want to keep an eye on. You know, going with Bootstrap 3. If you're using a Asteroid template, you would want Bootstrap 4. But you're going to fiddle around with it. And again, we're just talking about starting out. Hello, Lucian. Good to see you. Yeah, so just some little things. And this is a Moto GT. I wonder what we see on a Galaxy S5. Yeah, this still sticks out a little bit. This guy's taking too much of his space here. So, well, maybe it, oh, you know what? It's this picture that's not making it wonky. Yes, it's the picture. So you might want to have a slightly different picture, but you're going to get fancy as you need to. Start out with the basic stuff. Just give them the basics. And if they say, hey, it'd be really great to have pictures of our food, then what do you say? Okay, yeah, that's going to, of course, take more time, but would you take some nice pictures of your food? Or I tell you what, I'll come over, you make me lunch, and I will take a picture of it. I'll take a picture of everything that I eat and put it on. Or find something, or find graphics. But that's how a project grows. So just to circle around to the big picture and the context of what it's talking about here is that just approach some places that don't have a website, or they don't have a great website, that don't have their menu on there. Probably a lot of people don't know how to do that, or think, oh, I should do that, but I'm just so busy. I'm putting up plexiglass in my store. I've got this to do. I've got so much going on. I've got all this paperwork from the government, support for my employees, to blah, 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 blah. And they're just not getting around to it, but they know that they need to. And so you can come along and offer them a service. You're not just offering them a web page, but you're offering them a service, selling them something that they really need, they know that they need. And if you can just take something off their back and a load off their mind and do it for a fair price, a good price for yourself, and that's helped them, then they'll be appreciative of that. Anyways, so we could keep playing around with this. And of course, everybody, hey, the other thing too is that where do you go when you need help? If you get stuck on something, well, the channel is here. There's the Joomla Facebook group. They're not always the most helpful, but every now and then, every now and then to post is good. If you keep posting things, lots of things, then it gets a little bit worrisome. I don't think that's how it works. We have our Slack group. You'd be welcome to ask questions in there. If you're using any extensions that you've bought or templates or that, you can always use their forums. William says he thought about targeting restaurants, but you're already focused on 3 other niche markets on a subscription basis. Yeah, great. Well, and that's something that's a really nice situation for some of us to be in. Mary's getting lonely. Yeah, Mary, I saw your post in the Slack group. Go ahead, Mary, and put the link in there again for the Slack group. That's one of the things I've been thinking about retooling to on my business to be more active in there and have that be more of a resource. So here's the other thing too is that as William pointed out, he's got 3 other niche markets on a subscription basis. That is great. I have actually have a number of projects on the go right now, and one of the things that I notice in the recent weeks about myself is that when every opportunity I see, I think, oh, I could help, or maybe I could pick up business, and it's like, whoa, Tim, slow down. Just catch up on the business that you have now. So that's a time management thing as well. Oh yeah, Bretzy says he doesn't have it on auto start for Slack. So anyways, yeah. So I mean, look, we're all at different places and different ranges on making money. I think people viewing this channel, I hope we have people who are not making any money, and right up to people who are just absolutely killing it, and want to email me for my home address to know where to have the Tesla shipped to me. But that's great. Joomla means we're all in it together, and but I would love to hear how this helps, especially if this helps anyone out there who says, oh, okay, I'll give it a try. I'll try to make a little bit of money on the side. It's something that sounds appealing. Why not? It's there. And maybe it's not just restaurants. Hey, if you've got an idea in chat, who else would be a really great initial niche or opportunity right now to go and contact people. If someone was going to do their first Joomla work for money, besides restaurants, as this example, what other things do you think? William. Yeah, like William said, restaurants, especially in today's climate, is a good way to help them. Yep. I suppose restaurants or other service industries like that. Maybe it would be other eating establishments. So maybe it would be, I don't know, a donut shop. Maybe it's a local bar. Who else right now, as I'm thinking, that should be maybe could really benefit from having not been online and really need to now because of mobile things. Bakeries. There's a bakery down the road from me that could really benefit from that. I think too, what would dovetail really nicely with this, and they are more. I think they are more complex to set up, but is some kind of shopping cart system. So, for instance, if all right, so you've got this menu here, and we've not explored it. Maybe there's a way to link it to a menu order system. But eventually, down the road, if you get comfortable and as you learn that, a shopping cart system could be used, or you could actually put in links to a product for people to order. See how it works out. But it would be great. There would be a real need for people to be able to order food and then come by and pay for it and pick it up. That's a lot less contact as well. I know the bakery down the street, that would be great for them if they only allow two because of the spacing of their narrow aisle and their storefront. They only have 2 clients at a time in the store. So you see people lined up 6 feet apart outside. So it would be a lot faster for them to have people place their order online, pay for it, and then have it ready to go by. They walk in and say, yeah, I'm picking up such and such an order. They pick it up because it's paid and they leave, and you don't have that lineup. I've actually approached them, and I guess I approached them, and I guess that's a good example because they said that they were going to work on it themselves because they had some people in their sphere who were out, not working at the time because of the pandemic. And then a few weeks later, I heard back from them saying, oh, we're so exasperated trying to do it using such and such a system. And they'd kind of gone with a storefront system that was third party too. And that actually they already had a WordPress site, so they should have just gone with WooCommerce. But I guess they didn't know what they didn't know. And so I said, well, I said before, when they said that they were going to have, they had someone there that was going to work on it, I said, well, I'm standing by. And then when they asked if I could finish things up for them, I said, yes, just let me know. And I never heard from them. So listen, not everybody's going to bite. And that's part of the biz here. What else we got here? Clothing store. Yes. Clothing store would be great. There's lots of clothing stores that that aren't online. So you could do a shopping cart system there, or even some stores are taking bookings. They taking times for people to come in and shop, so to manage crowds. So you could look for a booking solution for them. Maybe even just like something like Calendly that would be wrapped in their site. Company team sites for collaboration, John says. Yes. Anybody who relies on foot traffic, William's saying, to see their goods, and a lot of service industries like accountants, lawyers, do not hate me, LOL. No. Yeah, so if it's an appointment booking thing, like Calendly, which is not a Joomla extension, but is what I've been using for booking appointments, works great. So even to just go to someone and say to them, do you need help managing the flow of people so you don't have too many people in your office or coming? For instance, here in British Columbia, hair salons were allowed to open up, but they had to book appointments. They couldn't just have people showing up and walking in. They had to book appointments to control things. Well, the barber shop that I go to, and I've not been to for a long time, my wife's been cutting my hair during the pandemic, they didn't have a booking system. And so I almost thought about contacting them saying, hey, do you want a booking system so that people can book a time for a haircut and come by so that you can open up? But I'm not sure if it would work for them. I'm not sure if I just didn't look into the requirements. And like I said, I've been working on some other things. So, yeah, booking appointments for a hairstyle salon. Yeah, totally. So look up if there's a hair salon nearby, and you look and they don't have, like, Google Business is great. Look up local businesses, and if there's no website listed, then contact them and say, hey, I noticed you don't have a website. Would you like one just for your information about your COVID practices, and also would you like a booking system? We can set that up and talk about it. And they might say, why, yes, please. I've just been thinking about it. That would be great. I don't know anything about it. I say, hey, I'm your guy. I'll just handle that. Or I'm your gal. I'll just handle it. So, yeah. So just kind of look around. And but like I said, don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to fail. It doesn't matter. It doesn't say anything about who you are or your value. Just give it a whirl. And if you never make $1 from Joomla, that's fine too. All right. Hey, listen, I'm going to show you the beginning of the video I made for my mom. So my mom turned 80 on Saturday, and my sister and I had these plans. I downloaded my mom's contact list because I have access to her computer remotely. My sister went through them, and then we invited everyone to make videos to send and say happy birthday for her. And so we got like over 50 videos, and I pulled an all-nighter editing the thing. But let me just show you the little bit of fun that I had at the beginning, because I do like it. And I'm going to have to just find it very quickly for you here. It will be in here. It will be in Messenger. I sent it to my friend Mark, who is there. And there is the link there. And now I just have to make sure. Let's see here. Just have to make sure that we're at the beginning. I also need to make sure that I have...
You offered your home to me, the only person who ever took my...
Okay, desktop audio. I think you guys could hear that, right? All right, so let's go to the full screen here. And I'm going to full screen, right screen capture. And we'll go... oh, yeah, this is one. Okay. Here we go. Digging the music. I listen to this quite a bit. Welcome to Diane Davis's 80th birthday celebration video, brought to you by COVID-19. The best way to keep your family from visiting too long is to keep them from visiting at all. COVID-19, you're welcome. Non-medical grade face masks. They're like a t-shirt for your face. You've never looked so good. And the Liberal Party of Canada. Here, have some money. And now let's turn it over to our host with the most, me. Happy 80th birthday, Mom. Welcome to your surprise birthday celebration video. Because of the pandemic, we couldn't throw a big party for you, so Melissa had the great idea. All right, so anyways, that's the beginning of the video. It's actually an hour and 7 minutes long. So if you really wanted to watch the whole thing, I have some other gags in it, but you could watch it on Facebook. Or I guess if you really want to watch the whole thing, I will put it in there. But that's the link. Anyways, enough about me. What do you think about me? All right, everybody. Well, I think that wraps it up. Look, let me just say, don't discount yourself when it comes to make some money from Joomla. If you know how to make a Joomla site and you know how to put some content on, you just make a basic site and don't super oversell yourself. You're gonna pitch yourself. But don't super oversell yourself and find someone who needs what you've got. Don't be afraid to offer to do it for them. You've got support from the community. I guess by encouraging you to do it to you. You've got my support. You've got the Slack group that Mary has posted the link there, and don't be discouraged. Look, we're all at different levels. We're all struggling with something, trying to better ourselves or opportunities for that. But you can do it. I give it a try. And if it turns out you can't do it, who cares? You tried. And just have some fun doing that. All right, so I'm going to wrap that up. I've got half an hour to grab some lunch here. It's the Chamber of Commerce Zoom meeting today. So I'm going to chat with some of my friends there. And that will wrap it up. So everybody, let's see here. Last comments here. Have fun when doing. Exactly, Ivor. And William says, I'd add, make sure you sell them the value of your service. If they can see the value, you can get the sale. That's right. Yeah. When I say don't oversell yourself, I mean, if they say, don't get yourself into something that you know is beyond you at that point. As there's some sites there's lots of sites that are way beyond me. I wouldn't even pitch a site to some companies because why would I just disappoint them? There's no fun in that. But if it's the service that's really important, if you know how to make a Joomla site, you know how to log in and change content. You can, there's lots of things that you can, the basic stuff. Those are skills that the world needs right now. Those are skills that are, in fact, listen, Shopify had a conference, a meeting, I think it was like 2 years ago, within the last 2 years. And then someone was interviewing them, and it was just about getting businesses to be online. And someone said, do you really think that there's still a lot of businesses that aren't online or need that or question something on that line? And Shopify's answer was this: it is like the internet is brand new. We treat it like there are so many people out there. We just approach it like there's nobody online. And so there's still lots of room around in people, especially, and maybe people that have, people who had websites built for them that aren't working for them, or they got it built for them and were abandoned. It's that service, like William has said. Lots of people can build websites, but give them good customer service. Sell your service. Sell, as William has said here, sell what you can do for them and how you can help them, and figure out, look for the problem that they have and then tell them how you can help them, or listen to the problem that they have. Sometimes it's maybe they don't realize the problem they have, but yeah. And those all right, people say, oh, I'm happy I have a website. They'll be, if you can get to them where they say, oh, I'm so happy that's not a mystery for me, or I don't have to worry about it, that's working now, you're doing well. Oh, Mary, Shopify and Walmart teamed up this week. Wow. I wonder if Walmart's going to sell stuff that people have online in Shopify. That would be interesting. During the pandemic, a local chain store here called London Drugs, but it's a drugstore, but they don't have groceries, but they have a really nice computer section, a hardware section, a toy section, stuff like that. During the pandemic, they opened up a center section of their store for local people to sell their products. So wow, see that's great thinking there. The other thing too is that, and to compete with Amazon. The other thing too is that I've talked about Joomla. I don't make all of my money from Joomla. I make money from, I do some narration. I'm not doing so much narration lately, but there are some other things that I do. But it's actually, the narration has dropped off from, if my one client still uses me, there'll be more. But there's other things that you can do too. So, if you know someone, all right, so look into the Shopify thing. If you know someone who's making their own soap and you go to them and say, hey, you know what, do you have your website for your soap? Also, did you know that you can start to sell your soap through Walmart according to such and such? That's another thing. Anyways, but I can go crazy with ideas. Use your Joomla skills. Start out. Do a first thing. Start out the project that works for you. Sell some, but don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to fail. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. Look forward to the next time that I see you. Until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.